All right, welcome to another meeting of the House Corporations Elections and Political Subdivisions Committee. Will you please call the roll?
Representative Chadwick? Representative Haroldson? Representative Harshman?
Excused.
Representative Knapp? Representative Newsom? Representative Ottman?
Oh, excused.
Representative Wiley? Representative Yin? Chairman Olson?
Here. All right, committee. So bills have officially crossed over, and we have one of those files, a Senate File 20, electricity rates for costs that do not benefit Wyoming. Hopefully, as you all will remember, this was effort put in by our joint committee during the interim. The bill is pretty straightforward. It specifies that costs of interstate electric public utilities that do not benefit Wyoming ratepayers may be excluded from costs apportioned to Wyoming. In other words, Wyoming pays for the things that benefit Wyoming. Wyoming does not pay for the things that do not benefit Wyoming. With that, committee, was there any other thoughts about the bill or explanation of the bill that you feel that I'm missing? If not, we'll move to our Public Service Commission.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman. I'm Mary Throne, Chairman of the Public Service Commission, and with me is our Chief Counsel, John Burbridge. I don't know that we have a lot to add. This bill was worked over the interim, and it has a pretty straightforward purpose that we understand and have no trouble implementing. We also are comfortable with the language, so I guess I don't have anything to say. I just needed to get in some extra steps.
Well, thank you, Chairwoman Throne, for that. I just want to confirm, even you did say it, but I want to confirm that the Public Service Commission has no concern with this bill. And I believe that's what you said.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
And that I think you would also agree that this bill is just explicitly stating what powers that the Public Service Commission already has.
I think that's correct, Mr. Chairman. We've done this in recent cases.
Okay. Committee, questions for the Public Service Commission? Yes, Representative Haroldson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you guys for coming today. So maybe it's some powers that you already have, but do you feel like this is a good direction as far as, hey, this is the heart or the feeling of the legislature that we do want to make sure that this continues to be the standard that we abide by with the Public Service Commission?
Chairwoman Throne.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Representative Haroldson, I do believe that it adds emphasis and strength, to what we're doing. Also, on a going forward basis, in future discussions, it could be helpful. It's hard to predict.
Okay, the hope is it is helpful. So it's more than just a feel-good bill. Other questions for the Public Service Commission? All right, anything else? This is gonna make for a short meeting.
I was going to suggest to you, Mr. Chairman, that all of you could have, you didn't have to rush to get your food. You might
Yeah.
actually have a lengthy lunch.
Should have given you guys an hour for lunch. All right. Oh, Minority Floor Leader Yin.
Mr. Chairman, do you think, Ms. Throne, thank you, as always, for being here and your service. Do you think that this would bring other states to the table to talk about the multi-state protocol?
Chairman Throne.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Minority Floor Leader. I think they're already at the table. Again, it's hard to predict the future, but the multi-state protocol is going into, a new series of negotiations, so. And I don't participate in those discussions. I just see the end result.
Representative Wiley. Do you have anything to add about the multi-state protocol? All right. Okay.
Okay, thank you,
Thank you, Chairman
Mr.
Throne.
Chairman.
Do we have any other agencies? I don't believe so. Anyone wishing to testify on this bill? Oh.
Everybody come up.
This should be interesting. Mr. Lindholm.
Hey, thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Tyler Lindholm. I'm the State Director for Americans for Prosperity here in the state of Wyoming. And Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, we said that this bill ensures Wyoming ratepayers' monthly bill reflects only the compliance costs imposed by the state of Wyoming. It also preserves state sovereignty by ensuring that other states aren't able to socialize the costs of a green energy transition to their neighboring states. As we have currently seen in the state of Wyoming, a lot of folks are really feeling that pinch. On top of dealing with record high inflation, we're seeing the socialized costs of a green energy transition from the left coast. And Mr. Chairman, we heard the Public Service Commission testify that they already have these capabilities. And I think it's important still to ensure that it's in our Wyoming statutes, that we are looking out for our ratepayers and we're looking out for, we're ensuring that costs that are being pushed from other states do not affect our ratepayers, or at least just sending a strong message to our Public Service Commission that that is your intent. And with that, Mr. Chairman, I'll stand for any questions.
Questions for Mr. Lindholm? All right. I guess you get off easy. Mr. Kaysen.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee. Rick Kaysen with Rocky Mountain Power. Will not plow a lot of ground that has been plowed previously, and as mentioned earlier, we did a lot of discussion on this bill during the interim session. Again, it encapsulates what the Public Service Commission has the authority to do, what it has done in the past, and what it's expected to do in the future. And I would mention that I think the Public Service Commission does it very, very well for the state of Wyoming and for the ratepayers of Wyoming, much more importantly. And not only does the Public Service Commission do its work, and when I'm talking about the commission, I'm talking commission staff as well as the commissioners themselves. Remember, we also have the Office of Consumer Advocate. That team also works diligently to protect Wyoming ratepayers, and that they're only paying for those costs that are going to be beneficial within the boundaries of our state. So I don't think this bill really changes the processes and everything else. Will it help in the future? That will be determined and what have you. Again, on the surface, it may seem, well, it's just a routine thing. It's a simple thing that the commission and the Office of Consumer Advocate does. But I assure you that it gets down, and there's a lot of scrutiny that goes into a rate case that is filed by a utility like Rocky Mountain Power. And not only is it scrutinized by the commission and the Office of the Consumer Advocates, there's customers and stakeholders that also participate in this, not only with Rocky Mountain Power, but for the other electric utilities in the state as well. So again, I think the authority, the powers are already there with the commission. We are not opposed to the bill because we're already following the rules and regulations of the commission. And we'll, as we have done in years past, we comply with those as well. Then, Mr. Chairman, I'll try to answer questions any of you may have.
Questions for Rocky Mountain Power? Representative Ottman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Clausen, I just wanted to thank you. I know it's been a long, hard process, and I just want to thank you for your integrity and stick-to-itiveness throughout the time.
Mr. Chairman, Representative, thank you for the kind comment, and I'm going to extend that to the company because it's just not me. Extend that to the company if I may. Thank you.
Good. Thank you, Mr. Clausen.
Kaysen.
Kaysen, I'm sorry.
Clausen is a much higher person than I am in our community.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Still, it's dragging on through the week. It's finally caught up.
Mr. Chairman, Brett Moline with Wyoming Farm Bureau Federation, sitting in support of this bill, realizing that, most of my members are covered by rural electrics, which is a separate thing from the issue we're dealing with now, but a lot of them, I myself, as a Farm Bureau member, my electricity is through Black Hills Power. Sitting in support of this bill, if it's a Wyoming cost, Wyoming ratepayers should be the one paying for it. With that, sitting in support, I would take any questions you or the committee may have.
Questions for Mr. Moline?
Thank you.
All right, thank you for your testimony. Additional public testimony. Black Hills doesn't want to weigh in on this? Oh, okay. We have an hour. Do we have any public testimony online? No public testimony online. No public testimony in the room. I guess I'll close public testimony. Whoa, let's just slow down a little bit there, Representative Ottman.
Second.
Is there a motion? It's been,
Bill.
I don't know why, I honestly, I don't know. We have more Senate files that came over. I don't know why we're getting them one at a time, but we are. So.
We got 121 this morning.
Yeah, and that's,
We're all the way up to 2
yeah.
in 2 days.
So the next meeting will be very similar. All right, it's been moved, the bill has been moved. Senate File 20 has been moved by Representative Ottman and seconded by Representative Newsom. Let's go page by page through this one. Are there any amendments to page 1?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes,
yes, I have an amendment to page 1.
okay.
Line 3, I would like to remove the word may and insert shall.
All right, is there a second on that? It's been moved by Representative Wiley and seconded by Representative Haroldson. Let's take a look at this amendment. So let's go over to the language in the bill that is referring to. Does your amendment want to address that, Representative Wiley? Because the bill says on line 3, page 2, costs that may be excluded. And line 1 is a shall exclude any system costs. Let's see. Line 7's another may. The PSC may approve or reduce a reduced apportionment of costs.
Yeah, to make it all uniform, I would say.
You're gonna move, slow down a little bit. Your motion is to change all of the mays to shall?
That apply to the intent to the first page, or line 3 on page 1.
Okay, Representative Haroldson, you're the second on that.
I think we need to go line by line.
You wanna take them one by one?
Yeah. I'm not comfortable with the blanket, may to shall.
Okay,
Oh, I did say intent.
well, let's.
Fine, guys.
Yeah, let's do it like this. I'm not gonna take your first motion then to adjust it in the title, because we'll only adjust the title if we actually adjust something in the body of the bill, otherwise. So let's look at them in the bill. Let's do that, Representative Wiley, if you're okay with that. So the first one appears on page 2, line 1. The PSC shall exclude any system costs. Oh, wait, we were good with that, okay. Line 3, costs that may be excluded include, probably gonna leave that one alone, okay. Line 7, the PSC may approve a reduced apportionment of costs to Wyoming taxpayers. And your motion would be to move that to shall. Okay, Representative Haroldson, are you okay with that? Discussion, Public Service Commission?
Mr. Chairman, I don't think it's necessary to switch those to shall. I think there may, because those circumstances might not arise. So those are almost examples of what could happen. And they might not exist in every case. I think that's why it's a may. The operative shall is in the first phrase, which means we could adjust anything, even if it's not one of these categories.
Right. I agree with that.
And Mr. Chairman, since I came back up here when we sat down, Mr. Burbridge reminded me that I should have mentioned that most, well, except for the REAs, the utilities that operate in Wyoming, and except for Cheyenne Light here, they're all multi-state utilities. And so we're always in the business of apportioning costs. Just most of them, except for one, don't really lead to a lot of discussion.
Right. Right, but the difference is under the multi-state protocol, it may be apportioning costs to Wyoming from another state for another state's activity. Am I making sense?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, but I think that's true with anything. Black Hills Power is mostly a South Dakota utility.
Right, and then you go to the second part of the analysis, which would be whether it benefits Wyoming or not.
Yes.
Okay. All right, further discussion on this amendment? Ready to vote? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
No.
Okay, that amendment has failed. Good try, Representative Wiley.
Or
Any other amendments to page 1? Amendments to page 2? Using my eraser there on that amendment. I think that's it for the shall clauses though, right? Because the other ones, that was it. That was what the bill was referring to. The bill title was referring to. All right, what about the effective date of this bill? Why not make it effective immediately? There's no rulemaking that has to take place or anything that would delay it to July 1. Representative Wiley? Did you want to make a motion?
I have, no.
This one, you might get this one.
That's okay. I think.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion. that on
Representative Haroldson.
Page 2, line 16, we strike the effective date of July 1st, 2024 and replace it with effective immediately.
Okay. I think the Senate will just approve it. I doubt this will end up in a conference committee. But if it does, it might give us something else to do. All those in favor of the amendment signify by saying aye.
I need a second.
Aye.
There's no second.
I seconded it.
Oh, you seconded
Yeah.
it? Good. Okay. Aye.
Any opposed? All right. We did some good. Yeah. Any discussion on this bill? No discussion. please do a roll call vote on Senate File 20.
So the only amendment is changing the date, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Representative Chadwick?
Aye.
Representative Haroldson?
Aye.
Representative Harshman?
Excused?
Representative Knapp?
Aye.
Representative Newsom?
Aye.
Representative Ottman?
Aye.
Representative Wiley?
Aye.
Representative Yin?
Aye.
Chairman Olson?
Aye.
That's 8 ayes and 1 excuse, do pass with amendments.
All right. Thank you. All right, committee, we are adjourned.